Bondage is slavery. Slaves are typically provided the very basics of things needed for survival, such as food, clothing, and shelter. But who wants to subject their children to slavery? Aloha, I'm Stan Cox, principal broker and strategist with SC Finance Strategies and Insurance Consultants. I'm also the author of the books on the tax-free cash growth warehouse strategy, and I'm the managing director of the Hawaii Financial Free Thinkers Academy, a nonprofit financial literacy education organization. For the past several years, I've focused on and specialized in the infinite banking concept and the tax-free cash growth warehouse finance strategy. In my research and study, I discovered some things that surprised me and some that outright shocked me. I think what shocked me the most is how people just accept what's going on and just play along with it. Here's what I'm talking about. We've all been told that to create financial security, we need to pay yourself first. That is, put at least 10% of every paycheck in a savings account at a bank. There it will supposedly earn interest and over time provide the backup needed to provide financial security. Some advocate if you can't pay for it cash, don't buy it at all. That is, never use credit or take a loan to buy anything. Now, I'll take this last nugget first. Even if you were born into more money than you'll ever spend, paying cash for everything isn't the smartest way to work your finances. Because when you hand over your cash for things, you're also paying opportunity cost on top of the price of whatever it is you're buying. Opportunity cost, of course, is the money you lose by not earning interest on the money you pay for your purchases. One of the ways the wealthy get richer is by using OPM whenever possible. OPM, of course, is other people's money. And whenever you do that, you have the opportunity to earn interest on your money. Of course, when you use OPM, you're likely going to have to pay some interest on it. So you're going to want to make sure that you will earn more interest on your money than you'll have to pay on the OPM that you're using. Which brings me back to the first nugget, paying yourself first. And again, an important part of that sage advice is that you put that self-pay into an account that pays you interest. But when the banks are charging fees, such as statement fees, ATM fees, and whatever other fees they can get away with, is the fraction of a percentage of interest that they're paying really any interest at all? So where then can you put your money so that it earns real interest? And I'll get back to that in just a minute. But first, what is the bondage I referred to in the beginning of this video? Basically, it's the herd mentality that we humans apparently possess. We put our money in savings accounts at a bank. We deposit our paychecks into checking accounts at banks. Why? Because that's what our parents did. It's what our relatives, our friends do. It's what the banks promote, and it's convenient. And maybe the worst reason is because so few of us are inclined to research and find a better solution. There is a better solution or strategy. And I'm not saying that banks are bad or useless. They are useful when used in the right ways. But think about it. Banks charge anywhere from 5% to 24% interest on loans and credit cards. And by the way, interest rates are going up, right? And a lot more on amortized loans like car loans and mortgages. Yes, the annual percentage rate is low on those mortgage and car loans, but they're amortized. And when amortized, the actual interest charged is more than 20 to 60% and more. And banks use your money to loan to others and make investments for their own benefit. That's right. When you open any bank account, you're giving the bank permission to use your money. So the banks are charging anywhere from 5% to 60% and more when they use your money to invest in loans and other things, but they only pay you a fraction of 1% interest for the use of your money. And then you have to pay tax on the interest they pay you. And on top of that, the banks charge fees to you because, well, because they can. And we've all been convinced that they rightfully charge those fees because, after all, they keep our money safe. Well, not exactly. That's why banks are required to carry federal depository insurance. And that's what the FDIC is. Banks take really big risks with your money. They loan out more money than they have, and that includes your money that they have possession of. And it's called fractional reserve banking. We have another video on that if you want to check it out here on this channel. So you might say, well, that's just the way it is. And you'd be right. But there is a far better option. And this option is available to just about everyone living in the United States. So it does not have to be the way it is for you and your children. There is an account that automatically gives you a minimum of 300% return on your money in the way of a financial legacy. Guaranteed. And these accounts can reduce your tax liability because the interest they pay is tax exempt. The dividend interest they pay is thousands of percent more than the banks are paying. And you can leverage the money in your accounts without taxes or penalties. There are more advantages to these accounts as well. And to learn all about them, I invite you to watch our on-demand video webinar, Become Master of Your Financial World. It's available on this channel, and there's a link to it in the description box below. So here's the point. Knowing that the banking world basically treats us all as indentured servants, and that will include your children, I'm sure you want to free yourself and rescue your children from that bondage, right? Now keep an open mind now, because what I'm about to tell you, you most likely have never heard before. The accounts I just told you about that guarantee gains thousands of times greater than bank savings accounts, tax-free, and all the other advantages, we call them tax-free cash growth warehouse accounts. They are managed by life insurance companies and reside within specially designed participating whole life insurance policies. And let me be clear, they are not your standard whole life or any other type of life insurance. They are specially designed accounts to create maximum cash value and growth in the shortest time possible. Because of this, you can't just go to any life insurance agent and get a tax-free cash growth warehouse account. Most insurance agents have never even heard of the idea and have no idea how to design a policy for it. They may not even have the options, depending on what company they work with. But that notwithstanding, It is a real account design and a strategy that many of the wealthiest people in America currently and historically use. A few examples are the Rockefellers, Vanderbilts, Kennedys, Buffetts, Gates, Disney, JCPenney, Ray Kroc, Foster Farms. The list goes on and on and on. But you do not have to be wealthy to use it. You just need to know what it is, how it works, and then get an account for yourself and start using it. So, why haven't you heard of this before now? Remember, I said most insurance agents haven't even heard of it. How would you hear about it unless you did the research? And then it's just not profitable for agents to spend their time to learn how to design these accounts and educate people about it, and then help people to own these accounts, these very specially designed accounts. And when designed properly, the commission to the agent is cut by some 70%. But that doesn't mean you can't get in on this. Free yourself and rescue your children from the financial bondage that is otherwise their destiny. But it does mean that you need to learn and practice the strategy so you can show and teach it to your children. Now, if you found this video to be helpful, this information, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Also, please post your questions and comments here. We'll be sure and get back to you and answer them for you. For a more complete explanation of the tax-free cash growth warehouse strategy, you can watch our free 60-minute webinar. The link is in the description box below. The link to buy my books on Amazon.com is also below. And if you'd like to book a free consultation with me, the link to my Calendly page is also below. If you'd like to apply to become a client of ours, the link to the application is also below. We're here to help, and we look forward to helping you. Aloha and mahalo for watching.